Hello everyone and welcome to A Celtic State of Mind. I'm Jerry Taylor and today I'm here at Somerset Park, the home of Ayr United, the Honest Men. Now it's exciting times for Ayr United just now. They're getting a brand new stand built in the stadium and of course they've got a new manager, the one and only Scott Brown. It's exciting times for Ayr, but more exciting for me because I'm about to interview him. Let's go and see what the big man's got to say. BROONY! BROONY! So here we are with the very man himself. From player to captain to manager, Scott Brown. How you doing, Scott?
I am very well. Yourself?
I'm good. It's an absolute pleasure to meet you, mate. There's a lot of the fans, Celtic fans, want to hear from you, especially on the Celtic State of Mind podcast. So I'm just going to kick off by saying, how's Ayr treating you?
It's been good, to be fair. The lads have been exceptionally understandable of the way we want to play. They've got a good understanding of the game. They take things in, information, rotations, the way we want to press as well. And they've done brilliant since we've came in here. And the thing is, you're always going to have, at the end of the season, try to bring players in, try to get players out. And there's a few players that we've got on loan that have done extremely well for us. So we're just trying to make sure we get the arm around them, keep them in the building. And as I say, we've enjoyed it, myself and Stephen, since we've came in. It's obviously something different coming back up to Scotland. We went down to Fleetwood and we had a great time there. Yeah. And obviously the second season wasn't as good, but for us we started off really well. The club's got an ambition, it wants to go in the right place. It's got good forward members as well, and I think that's the right thing. It's a stable club.
Yeah. I know it's an old cliche, but like, what did you take from your time at Fleetwood?
I learned a lot. We're always going to make mistakes, and if a manager says to you, I've never made a mistake in your life, then he's lying. But still, they're making mistakes, I'm making mistakes, and we learn from that. But I think it's just to be honest. If we do make a mistake, be honest with the lads, be honest with the player that it is, and I think that's the biggest one. But also making sure that we're organised. I hate people being not on time. I like to be organised. I like to have session planned before the lads get down there. So it's just having that structure in place, and it's good to get back into a routine because obviously being out for a few months, not doing much, and you get that little bit anxious in the house thinking that somebody eventually going to call and hope for the best. But yeah, lucky enough for me, Ayr did.
Fantastic, mate, fantastic. It's exciting times for Ayr as well. Got a new manager yourself, they're building the new stand, and like you say, they seem to be matching your ambitions. Was that a big draw for you in coming to the club?
Yeah, obviously knew Graham beforehand. He was at Hibs for years, and I didn't know anybody else, and the club spoke really well of what their ambition is as well, their drive, and as you say, the new stand's going to be brilliant. It's going to bring 180 people in hospitality every game for us, so it's a lot of money for us going forward, and hopefully that can come into the budget as well.
Yeah, definitely. So you're doing a wee shout out there.
Just to the chairman.
Aye. Fantastic, mate. So you went down to Fleetwood, you came here. What would you say is that, do you feel more pressure as a manager even or as a player? Because I know obviously the buck stops with the manager.
I think probably more with a manager because you can't go and affect the game. Mm-hmm. Even sometimes I think I could. I definitely can't. As shown today in training, but no, that's the thing. The way we prep, the game plan, organisation, and we give the lads as much information as we can on, for instance, Raith Rovers at the weekend, they're playing 4-4-2 and how we want to play, how we want to build. And for us, it's to get that understanding of our game plan, but not be boring, not be slow. And sometimes you have to go direct, yes. If we can pass the ball forward, try and play forward, but also give the lads a little bit of freedom as well at the top end of the park because they've got something that I've never had at the top end of the park. They've got an eye for goal, a little bit of sharpness, a little bit of skill, and you can't teach that sometimes, so you've got to let them go and have that little bit of understanding and that little bit of thrill for the fans as well.
Yeah. I wouldn't say you wouldn't have an eye for goal, mate. What, 24 games for Aberdeen, 2 goals? That was a bad go, eh?
I don't know how I've scored 2, I'm not going to lie.
But the goals you did score are really important at times for the club as well. For Celtic, obviously.
Yeah, I enjoyed the last one. It's the last ever goal that I scored, if I'm honest. Diving header at Ibrox, and I think I maybe celebrated a wee bit premature, but I enjoyed it.
And so you're talking about your tactics, Scott. So I was reading a bit about in the paper that you were saying that you'll need to change for the different teams that you're playing.
Yep.
Is that something that you'd set for yourself before you became a manager, that you weren't just going to stick to one plan, that you're going to have a plan B, plan C? Because some managers do tend to just stick to the same game plan.
Yeah, I don't think there's any right way and any wrong way, depending on who's fit as well for us. And we haven't got the biggest squad in the world, so sometimes we might have 3 strikers fit, 2 strikers fit. We might have to go to 3-5-2, 4-4-2. But for us, we like to play 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, however you call it. And the lads have been drilled well at that. yes, we want to make sure we have got a plan B, but we've only been in the door 4 weeks so far. So, but as the season pushes on, we'll hopefully get more and more information out to the lads. And yeah, as I say, they've been taking it in really well, and small details, and we can see what's happening in training is happening in the games, and they're all switched on to the timing and movement as well. And it's been some good play. It's been good. The speed in the game has been exceptional for them. Their understanding of how hard to run as well, and the amount of meters per second that they're getting from probably 6 months ago, they've increased quite a lot. So we always try to push them as much as we possibly can, but they've got pushed themselves, and they've been doing that really well.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So let's talk a little bit about Celtic. I know we speak a lot of Celtic. The Ayr United manager now, and I know everyone at Celtic wishes you the best of luck. But when it comes to being such a legend, I get thrown about a lot, but you are a Celtic legend, mate. There's no doubt about it. I know you'll be modest yourself, but you are. And that follows you everywhere you go. I mean, when you went to Fleetwood, you just saw their Twitter page, the followers going up, and there was people. I became friends with Fleetwood fans online. Me and my missus were going to come down just to support you because it was you. So do you feel that's added pressure that you've got like 2 sets of fans?
It's amazing, to be fair, because no matter where you go in the world, you always bump into somebody that's a Celtic fan in an Irish pub, and there's loads of Celtic fans in there. And it's great as well, because you obviously have those memories of playing for Celtic over all the years and having fantastic memories, lifting the trophies and that. And they want to hear the stories, and I'm an easy kind of going guy. As long as people are nice to me, I'll chat away to them. But it's brilliant, because, as I say, it's like Fleetwood. They came down in hundreds and came in taking over hospitality, and I've seen some fans down at Ayr already when Celtic haven't got the game on the Saturday. So for us, it's brilliant to still see them as well, and plus the wine's steaming up as well, so it's always
it's always that a good bit of banter there. Excellent, mate. So what do you see for the future at Ayr United?
We need to push up the league. We need to get away from the relegation zone, and we've managed to win 3 or 4 games in the league so far, and for us, we're a little bit disappointed. We played Dundee United here, and we played really, really well, and top of the league, strolling the league at the time, and we probably thought we should have got minimum a point. And you can ask Dundee United, and I'm sure they'll speak freely as well. And the way we played was exceptional. The understanding of the lads, that they were on the front foot defending, high press was brilliant, and we did put them under pressure. Yes, they are a fantastic team, and the players that they brought on, by all means, we've not got that squad and that budget, but we competed with the best team in the league for 90 minutes. We went to Ibrox, we competed for 90 minutes. We were in the game for, I think it was 78 minutes until they got the second goal.
You couldn't have scripted that was going to be out games, eh?
Yeah, you get the job, and it was already in. Yeah, you're going to Ibrox, and I'm sitting there going, it made the club a lot of money, right, which was brilliant for us. Right, the budget goes up, great. I'm thinking, yep, I'm sure they're not going to play their second team against me. So as they did, they played their strongest team, but the lads competed extremely well. Played some good football. Yes, we knew for long periods of time we weren't going to get the ball. They defended well, structure behind the ball, solid through the core of the team, and they dealt with that. And it wasn't too much clear-cut chances. And for us, you got to be proud of the lads going there, because some of them never played at Ibrox before in front of 50,000, and you can see the different steps. And they were bringing on players on 30, 40 grand a week. And we brought in a young kid for his debut at 17. We actually brought 2 kids on at 17, and they brought Lundstrom and somebody else on. So it shows you the difference of levels, but our lads competed really well.
That's great. And being a player, you can see like the youth coming through, and when you're actually playing. So does that drive you as a manager to give the young ones a chance as well? Will you do that even if you've got the players?
As long as they're humble, yeah. I think they've got to have a bit of understanding, and every young kid at this club's very, very humble. And I've been at clubs when there's been a lot of young players and they get a little bit too far ahead of themselves. They've got that limelight and they think, that's it, I've made it. No, you've not made it until you've been playing 100, 200 games. Like you look at somebody like Jamesy Forrest and Cal McGregor, came all the way through. Both of them so humble. Never say, I'm the best player here, I'm this. They just go underneath the radar, and that's what you want from players. And that's what, when you speak to the young lads here, they are that. They're not on a lot of money. They come in because they love the game. They want to make a career for themselves. They want to make themselves better, and hopefully in a year's time, 2 years' time, we can sell them. Then I've done my job, make them more money. They can hopefully go and be happy, go and show their talent to them, whoever it is, whether it's in Scotland or England, and hopefully they get a fantastic lifestyle as well.
I absolutely love that, mate. That's great. And you just mentioned Callum McGregor there. Just to ask you about Callum. Did you see the captain of him that he is just now? Could you see the potential there?
Yeah, I had the understanding that he's got so much love for the football club, and there's not a lot of people that come all the way through. As I say, James and Cal are never ever going to really want to leave Celtic, and there'll obviously become a time somebody has to retire, you move on, you may be out of the team, but these things happen. But for players to be at a club for that long is exceptional, and to have Callum as your captain, as your leader of the club, he drives standards daily. He understands what the fans want, what the fans need, and also whoever comes in, he makes them better players just because it's Callum. And due to him having to drive standards, showing the lads what to do, and whether you're a foreigner, you're a Scottish lad, you're a young kid coming through, he'll take the time, he'll speak to you, and he'll tell you about the club. Not a lot of people do that, and you bring somebody in, a foreigner that's maybe never been to the club, and he takes them underneath his wing, and that's one good thing about Cal.
Almost acting like a tour guide at Celtic Park.
Yeah, he is. He's probably different to me that way. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have put my arm around them that way. I'd have gave them their distance, and then, but everyone's different, and there's no right way and there's no wrong way to become captain. He does it his way, and I would never give him advice because he's the one that's playing, and I've done it my way for years, and now it's his time.
I like that. So speaking about advice, is there any, I know you've been asked this a lot of times, like what managers have inspired you to become a manager? Is there any managers you've played for a few that you actually would reach out to more, maybe to ask some advice?
Probably 3 managers that I speak to. Lenny, Gordon for signing me, he was a daft one that he made the mistake. No, he made the mistake. And Brendan. Yeah, I still speak to Brendan quite a lot, and for me, it's good to have that understanding. He's back at Celtic. It's great for the club because of what he done the first time around, won so many trophies, got us playing good style of football, and we had that understanding. And Lenny's brilliant, and Lenny's honest. Yeah, he'll tell you how it is, and Gordon's the same. Gordon's honest. He's got a good love for football, and you can speak to them for hours on the phone, and their philosophy, and mix it with my philosophy, and mix it with Lenny's philosophy, and mix it with Brendan's. And I don't seem to really copy one person. I seem to steal loads of sessions from everyone, and I speak to the lads. We've got a couple of young lads, younger lads than me, but coming to the end of the career, we've got Aidan, Jamie Murphy, and the 2 of them are doing their A licence, and they want to become coaches. They've been taking sessions with the younger teams. We've been involving them in worse, and for me, Brendan done that at the time, so it's good to have that understanding that you can always go, can I steal your session, or and to give them the sheets and to pass it on, because I learned through managers like that, and Lenny and Gordon, and I wrote all the sessions down when I was younger, and I always knew eventually that I wanted to become a coach or a manager, and I had that drive, and that's what Brendan done. He went, that's fine, on you go.
That's unreal, and 3 totally different managers.
Yeah, so you can still, like, yeah, maybe I didn't like a session because I wasn't a part of the session, but you have an understanding, right, it's not for me this session, but it's the centre halves, the strikers, just make the session the best you can possibly be. So I say to some of the lads, you're not going to get many touches of the ball here, but switch on and you realise what that is, because the session's for the wingers, it's for the striker, and you're a midfielder, mate, go and get the ball back for us. So I got told, so I would pass it on to them.
Yeah. See, when it comes to go away from the tactics side, here your actual man management, who would you say you were closer to out of the 3 of them when it comes to dealing with the players?
I've not been asked that question before.
Do you hear that, Acsom? Yes. If any.
I think I'm my own person, because I actually enjoy speaking to people. I'm a bubbly personality. I am not the same personality I was as a player. I have to be totally different, because you're the manager of the club. You can't be the class clown. You can't do this, that, and you grow up, to be perfectly honest. And for me, I've got to set standards. I've got to be on time. I've got to make sure everything's sorted. Speak to the lads well, but also at the same time, I've got to make decisions of, you might not be playing at the weekend. So it's a hard chat to somebody. Yeah, I don't mind being ruthless. That's part and parcel of the game. I've had the curly finger before. It's never nice. It's part and parcel of football, but you can go in and score the winner. Yeah. The luxury for us now, we've got 5 subs, so you can change half your team. So yes, you might be disappointed on the Friday when you see it, but you might go and score the winner on the Saturday. Then by Sunday morning, you're all over the paper. So there's small differences of, yes, there's going to be speed bumps on the way, but you set standards, you go and play well. If you train well and play well, you're in the team most times. yes, you're off form now and then, yeah, you have that dip, but then you show the lads that you're willing to work hard no matter what, because you're not always going to be a 9 out of 10. You're going to dip now and then, and that's what happens in football, but it's that work rate and that honesty, and if I know the lads are working harder, you give them that little bit more leeway.
You've been prepping for this for a long time, you can tell the passion you've got.
I enjoy it.
A bit for this, isn't it?
Yeah, I actually enjoy it. I enjoy coming to work, and it's a routine. I come away and you leave the kids. I left the kids and I went down to Fleetwood for 16 months and didn't see them that much, but it was to get that understanding of football. And I needed to be in my own environment away from Scotland at the time to go and learn, to go and make the mistakes and not be all over the paper to start with, because you're ex-Celtic captain, and make it about that. And that's one good thing about the lads. I never really talk about my time at Celtic because it's all done.
Yeah,
it's all about them. There's times to go and show everybody what they can go and do.
I got that, and we really appreciate that as well. So thanks for taking the time. Got one more question I want to ask you, right? Charlie Mulgrew, and it's on record though, he was talking about,
what a man.
some guy, and he was talking about, I think Mark Wilson was talking about it as well, and it was about, he's been away in Australia on a pre-season tour, stag do, whatever you want to call it.
I was tour.
So. And there's a rumour that you were sparring with a kangaroo on a golf course.
Yeah, I attempted. It was a wee bit bigger than what I was. I've never really seen a kangaroo close up,
Like many folk have.
so we were on the third hole and I've shanked one away out in the right, and they were saying like, didn't go too far into the boondie because there's obviously snakes. And like, yeah, I've got this. So I ended up like going in looking for my ball and literally turned right and there was like 7 or 8 kangaroos. Oh no. And the first one's just like jumped up and went like, so it's on its tail, but its claws. I didn't actually realise.
I don't know the claws.
That length, the claws, so like proper went up, and I was like, oh, I panicked. and Charlie is the worst person that could ever have happened to. Like, Charlie's like, I wish I had this on video. I wish I saw the. So he just turned it into the book and he's like, you're fighting a kangaroo.
So was it just one kangaroo? There was actually
there was a few of them. So I panicked a wee bit when I started to see the claws, and yeah, I left the ball.
That is brilliant. The best bit he says about it, he says, I think it was maybe 2-3 weeks after, he says, you're standing in the tunnel, ready to play, I think it was AC Milan, and you're just staring down with that BROONY stare, solid, and he's just looked around and went, look at him, he was sparring with a kangaroo.
Lucky I've matured since then, by the way. I've matured. I've not been back to the Australia things.
Back. Well, like I said again, thanks for taking the time. I know you've been speaking a lot about Celtic, but is there anything, I know a lot of Celtic fans, because of the way when you left during the circumstances and not getting that big farewell, is there anything you just want to say to the Celtic fans watching?
No, I appreciate like your support over the years. It's been amazing. We had some fantastic times. That were so many trophies, great days in Champions League, Cup finals. Obviously last season was disappointing, and I would always just been disappointed that I never really got that final chance to say thank you very much, and the bottom of my heart, for everything that everyone's done for me. Whether you've been to one game or you've been to thousands a game, it means so much. And still now, seeing you coming down to here, going to Fleetwood and seeing you in the street means a lot as well, because what we went through together. But at the same time, me and Lou still got a lovely farewell day at the Hydro, and it was fantastic to see the fans and stuff like that. So small details like that, it's brilliant, and I always wish you the best. I always want you to win at the weekend, because we want you to beat somebody else, to be perfectly honest. But no, it's interesting times, and just make sure everyone puts faith in whatever managers in place at the time and the players as well, and support them through thick and thin.
Well, I think I speak on behalf of every Celtic fan watching this to say thank you as well, Scott, and I think millions of us will be keeping a close eye on Ayr United, and wish you all the best.
So man, thank you very much. Thank you.